Malik Belgetti, all you have. All you have, Malik Belgetti.
Do you remember the time when you had to clean out your childhood bedroom? How much nostalgia did you have to trash away? Was there some one sentimental object that you had to keep? I kept one too. Mr. Kanta's chair, fellow Toastmasters, look at this rusty, dusty metal. This metal is a priceless, profound symbol of how I orient my life. In Morocco, I grew up to a modest, loving family, but going to school came with challenging conditions. We had to walk 45 minutes 4 times a day, and I was bullied as a child. My sister and I were the only 2 blonde kids in town, so I wanted to dye my hair black. Do you think I should have? Sometimes I went home exhausted and I whined and complained to my parents, but my dad was a very disciplined and loving man. He would listen and say, "That's not all you have." I grew up with this famous phrase because it made me reflective. That's not all I have. Do I have better? Do I have more? As a child, one of my favorite passions was watercolor painting. I was wildly obsessed. Have you heard the saying, childhood is like being drunk? Everyone remembers what you did, except you. I painted on canvas, on paper, and on my room walls until they were completely full. Then started painting on my mom's couch, my brother's face. I ran out of paint. But I got more inspired. I sneaked into my mom's closet and I used her makeup tools. Mascara, lipsticks, eyeshadow. I got every color I needed. In 1998, I was 12 years old. Our teacher announced about the National Moroccan Contest for art and painting. I ran home that day super exuberant. I took the largest canvas I had, this big. Please remember how big. And I had a lot of fun in the process. Every night after homework, I stayed up until late working on my dream, and the result was a marvelous painting depicting peace on earth with 3 birds coexisting and flying on a blue sky, spreading love and tolerance for all humankind. I gave the painting to my teacher. My classmates were amazed, and I felt proudly accomplished. But the last day of school that week had a stunning impact on me. My teacher came up to me and said, "Malik, I have some bad news. I lost your painting, and if you still want to apply, you have until next week." I was like, "You lost my painting?" In Moroccan public schools, you're not supposed to argue with your teacher. I went home crying like a frightened baby and told my parents what happened. My dad was sympathetic but kept his cool. He stood up, tapped me on the shoulder, and he said, "That's not all you have." I'm like, "You don't understand. He didn't lose it. He stole it, Dad, and I worked hard for this." My dad calmly looked at me, smiled, and said, "But that's not all you have. Stand tall, stiffen up that upper lip, and if they steal your painting, don't ever let them steal your dream." His words were so powerful, I went to my room and asked myself, "Is this all I have?" An inner voice came in and assured me that I have much more, that nothing and nobody could stop me. As time was short, as it might be in our life, I only did the second painting half the size. But it felt like I was able to reincarnate more of my inspired ideas. Touché. Miraculously, It was brighter, happier, more fulfilling, and energetically more blazing. When I finally finished it, I tossed the paintbrush on the floor like a fighter that dropped his sword after a victory. To this day, I still don't know which painting my teacher sent for my participation, but at least he sent one. And I won! At the end of the school year, they called me and announced my name as the winner of the 1998 national contest. I won! I won, and I keep this medal everywhere I go because it reminds me that in the game of life, you can work hard at something, and if it's taken or stolen, work harder and smarter. Play the game of life harder. Play it smarter. 6 years ago, my dad was on his deathbed. His last words were, "This is not all I had." Then he left. Today I'm sharing his famous phrase to my 1-year-old son as I watch him learn to walk. He falls, he looks at me, and I say, "Son, that's not all you have." When you feel like giving up, try again, and trust me, that's not all you have. Try again until we can push the human race forward. Try again until we can paint this world as a better place for us and for the coming generations. Mr. Gonzalez, Chair.